Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Tracy Jones, and welcome to the Throwback Thursday, where we take some of my father's vintage wisdom, bring it to you today. This is part 2 of 3 of a DVD titled Teenagers and Reading. And in this section, my father speaks to a group of teenagers at the National Speakers Association convention probably about 15 years ago. In this particular segment, my father talks about the importance of reading and how it can change your perspective on everything and change your life. Enjoy.
You're listening to Tremendous Leadership with Dr. Tracy Jones.
And so, how would you like to, how old are you? 13. 13, the perfect age. Oh, you ought to pay your dad for bringing you, because I'm going to give you an idea is going to make you a lot of money. How'd you like to be driving a beautiful new car at age 16, paid for? Wouldn't you like it? Well, here it comes. When my son Jerry was 14 years old, he didn't have the sparkle you have. Oh, he was a wonderful boy, played football, but just didn't have that sizzle. And I discovered over the years of my life, books. I never had one original idea in my life except once. I was wrong then. And all the great things, I've listened to Jim and thinking, and Dennis too. I can tell you what they've been reading. And I hope you buy their stuff, but you better buy some of the books they've been reading. So I said, Jerry, you're 14 years old. You want to buy a car when you're 16? Mm-hmm. You want me to help you? Oh, yeah, Dad. Okay, I'm going to help you, but the free ride is over. No more free lunch. I'm going to give you a way to make a lot of money. Here's the deal. I'm going to pick out books for you to read. I'm picking them out. You're going to be history books, biographies, Christian books, and every time you read one of these books, you give me a book report. Now, the quality of the book report determines how much money you get. You give me a book report, more money in the car fund. Another book report, more money in the car fund. So in 2 years, if you read in style, you'll drive in style. But if you read like a bum, you're going to drive like a bum. Overnight, he developed a fantastic hunger for reading. He read 22 books. Did he buy a car? No, he kept the money and used my car and my gas. A born liberal. Now, don't worry, conservative is just about as bad. Now, the first book I had him read was Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. And somebody says, why did you have him read a book like that? I'll tell you why. The first day he came down to the steps and says, Dad, there's a whole chapter in here on smiling and shaking hands. He smiled at me. I couldn't believe it, smiling at me. He's only 14 years old, smiling already. So then he took my hand. He shook my hand. He said, Dad, there's a whole chapter in here on shaking hands. Shook my hand. Brother, I couldn't believe it. Oh, my. I had him read the book of Joshua. Oh, I love that book on Joshua. It's on discouragement. We all have a right maybe to be discouraged, but no one ever has a right to act discouraged. So we're going to Sunday school one day, and I said, Jerry, how you liking Joshua? He said, Dad, everybody ought to read that book. No, he said, Dad, everybody ought to have to read that book. And when he said, he hit my leg. First sign of life in 14 years, he hit my leg. Well, let me tell you this. That may not sound like much, but many people have read great books and never once have they finished said, everybody's got to read this book. Because if you don't have a passion and desire to share what you're reading, you may as well not read it. Because if you're not living your life out, you're a Dead Sea. Oh, my. Well, he read 22 books. He didn't buy a car, kept the money, used my gas. But when he went off to college, he wrote me a Dear Dad postcard every day for 4 years. And some of those cards, I'd like to read you a couple, because they were tough years of my life. You know, no matter how anybody looks on the platform, we all have our ups and downs and hurts and what have you. But if you're wise, you see, you always keep your hurts to yourself. and you grow through them, and you never suck your thumb and complain and tell people about them. And so here come these cards. In those years I was going through some tough times, here come these cards every day from Jerry. And sometimes I put my head on my desk and shed some happy tears because I was so grateful to realize the book he read where he got his seed thought to put it on a card and write to me every day. And the other thing was so beautiful about it, he may not have known the meaning of some of these great truths, but the thought was in his mind, and you have to get it in your mind. You have to memorize something before you start realizing it. And here's a couple cards. Dad, the only happy man, successful man, confident man, or practical man is the one who is simple. See it big, keep it simple. Unless his mind can crystallize all the answers into one powerful punch of personal motivation, he'll live nothing but a life of uncertainty and fear. Tremendously too. Dad, it's simple to be able to know that when you're in a slump, just like a baseball player will break out in time, so you'll break out of yours. Yes, time really cures things. Like you said, you don't lose any problems. You usually get bigger and better ones, tremendous ones. Tremendously, Jerry. Dad, I just started reading 100 Great Lives. Thanks for what you said in the front. The part that every great man never sought to be great. He just followed the vision he had and did what he had to do. Love, Jerry. Dad, I just got done typing up little quotes out of the Bible and Napoleon Hill, so that everywhere I look, I see these quotes. When people ask what they are, I tell them they're my pinups. Dad, I'm more convinced than ever you can do anything you want to. You can beat anyone at anything just by working hard. Handicaps don't mean anything because often people who don't have any handicaps have a bad attitude and don't want to do anything. Dad, nothing new. Just the same old exciting thought that we can know God personally and forever in this amazing life. Dad, the mind of God is so unbelievable. He throws nothing at us but paradoxes. He makes us completely and utterly helpless and depraved, and then takes our failure, which normally knocks us out, and makes us our greatest asset. And then, Dad, when you're behind 2 papers in the 4th quarter, and you're exhausted from the game, and you have to make up a set of downs in order to stay in the game, and you get up to the line and see 5 250-pound tests staring you in the mug, you're sure excited to wait and find out what the play of the Lord is going to call next. Wow, tremendous. Well, anyway, just imagine if I had to do over again, I'd have paid him $1,000 a book report. And so I'm right. How many have grandchildren here? Let's see, how many have grandchildren? All right, here's what you do. You tell your grandchildren from now on, you're going to pay them $100 for every book report, and they get $5, and the rest goes in a college fund. So that way, when they're 8 or 9, they'll have $10,000 or $15,000 toward their own college education. They have the satisfaction of paying for it. And you say, well, where will I get all this money? You don't need it. Just tell them it's going to be there. I learned it from the politicians. Yes, that's right. Wait a minute. Wait, no, wait, they all get away with it. Do you not learn anything?
Thank you for listening to Tremendous Leadership with Dr. Tracy Jones. Find out more about Dr. Jones at www.tremendousleadership.com. If you've been ignited by something you heard in this episode, let us know by leaving a review for Tremendous Leadership wherever you listen to podcasts, or by sending us a message through www.tremendousleadership.com.